What's up, Paracrews? I'm Paradomics, and welcome back to the Night of the Lesbian Vampire. So in the last video, these two sexy of a beasts came up knocking on the window and the door, and Mina wants proof that they're really vampires, and one of them suggested we should either open the door or go out with them. I chose to go out with them because I can't risk them getting in here and robbing the place. So even if they bite me and kill me outside, they won't be able to get in. So I made the right choice, I think. And then for some reason, somebody liked that. I don't know who. Open door slide. Oh yeah, the son of it. I stepped out, only a moment of hesitation. I looked one to the other.
Okay, now what?
Carmilla stepped closer and placed her hand on my shoulder and looked deeply into my eyes. For a moment, I felt like I was supposed to go in for a hug, but that would have been awkward, right? Yeah, that definitely was an awkward thing. But for some reason, I get the feeling Carmilla wouldn't mind.
You have pet rats at home. 3 friendly little things with quite embarrassing names.
What? Vampires can mind read? I didn't know that was a thing they can do. I know they can hypnotize people, but I never knew they can read minds.
Freddy, Jason, and Chucky are cool names.
I get it. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Chucky, that stupid-ass doll that gave me nightmares as a child, and I was afraid of every single puppets that I see. And even Sesame Street scared the hell out of me. I pouted. I'm actually very proud of those names. Wait.
How did you know that?
Vampire powers?
What are mind-reading powers? She wiggled her finger and scrunched up her nose like a witch in the old sitcom.
Samantha has nothing on me, my love. I can see your last happy memory. You were playing with them before you came to work today.
Samantha? I nodded, convinced. I stepped back inside, thought they would follow me, but they didn't. It looked like Elizabeth was telling the truth about the invitation thing.
Okay, I believe you both. About the vampire thing. That is...
Playing with Samantha? I'm very... Nothing on her. Mina, do you have a sex doll in your fucking house? Or is it like a body pillow? I shook my head.
That is wild.
That's wild, bro.
Yes. Now, can we discuss the blood? Please?
Right. If there were vampires, they needed blood. However, it would be risky. Our inventories were watched much closer than Claudia's was after Claudia was stealing. Though I was here alone, currently working on the inventory files, I could possibly mark 2 bags as contaminated for disposal, and they might not check the numbers too closely, as long as it didn't become a regular thing.
Give me a minute to figure this out, okay? Just let me see if I can fudge the numbers or not.
Yeah. Carmilla hummed a little while Elizabeth adjusted her glasses again. I didn't want to leave them waiting too long. Oh, now I really want to respect them. I went back to my computer and scanned the spreadsheets of the nations I had been in the middle of processing before they came. Hell, there was still so much left to do. There's no way I would be able to finish it all tonight, even without any distractions. Someone smashing the keyboard keys. Right, time to commit a human error. I marked the next 2 entries as contaminated. Someone pressing keyboard once. Now to actually locate the bags. I stood up and walked briskly back towards the front. Carmilla and Elizabeth were still there, so I gave them a quick thumbs up. They only blinked in response. Okay. I smiled awkwardly. I tried not to notice Carmilla's cleavage and Elizabeth's posture. Well, were we not supposed to stare at her cleavage? What was it about someone's poster that could be so hot? It's like a cool poster. Yeah. Come with me if you want. Fuck. They were staring now. I turned away and headed towards the walk-in refrigerator. My mind was going to bad places. I had been single for too long. My lab coat was so thin, it didn't do much against the coldness of the room. At least I knew what I was looking for. Aha, found them. Went back to the front to show them.
I was able to get you 2 bags of blood.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
excellent!
That is fantastic, Miss Mina.
Miss Mina. I handed over the blood to them, both of whom took one bag each with a smile. I looked back towards where my desk was. I really should get back to work, even if I was tempted to linger.
Well, it's been fun. See ya.
See ya. Bye. I'm gonna miss you guys. Bye. See ya. I'll see you later. Go bye. Go shoo now. Shoo. Stray cats. Bye. I like how sometimes she talks fast and then most of the time she just talks so slowly. I guess that's her character. Just like a very slow talking character. What? Vampires. Wow. If I had a chance to get to know one of them a bit better. Choose who would like to know better. You know, as much as I like the Carmilla's costume, I kind of like her. Plus, Claudia kind of just the blonde hair. I'm automatically reminded of Cassie, and I just can't imagine dating Cassie. So I'm gonna go with Claudia. I like her. Girls with freckles, redhead. It's orange, but you know, I think that counts as redhead. Just glasses, pretty hot. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Claudia. Elizabeth cleared her throat.
So, you still got lots of work to do tonight?
I sort of do, but I think I'm going to put it off until morning.
Is that wise?
Yes and no. The boss wouldn't want me staying this late all by myself. She'd be worried about my safety.
Oh, boss worried about the employee's safety. Wow. In fact, she had specifically told me I should go home about 4 hours ago.
Right. If you're about to leave work anyway, perhaps you'd like to join me for a drink?
Hey, Carmilla said the same thing too. Even though I thought about horror movies that were waiting for me, how could they hold any appeal against a real life vampire right here? Besides, she was totally my type. The glasses, the sports jersey, those adorable freckles. Yeah, you're not gonna mention about the red hair? I mean the orange hair? I smoothed the shirt I wore under my lab coat down a bit. Clean thoughts, Mina. Come on.
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I would like to get a drink. Just let me close everything up.
May I come in?
I paused. She noted my hesitation and lifted her hand innocently.
I'm just curious about the clinic. You can say no. I am happy to wait for you here.
I thought it over for a moment. She had the blood. She seemed friendly and genuinely curious. There was no inner voice trying to warn me. In fact, it was very adamantly encouraging.
All right, come on in. Just don't touch anything. I don't want to get fired.
Yeah, it's not a job I have. That or janitor duty, and fuck that shit. I watched to see if anything exciting happened when I verbally allowed her inside. Wow, you're very hot up close. It did not. No sparkle or music. She just stepped inside as if the barrier had never been there to begin with, though it clearly had. I tried not to be disappointed. She followed me back to the room, quietly taking in everything around her as she walked. Was she looking at me? I'm glad I wore my favorite shirt today. Yeah, I know. It's a pretty cool shirt. A brain with a rat on it. Oh, she's staring at the computer. I sat at the computer and started to close down the software, making sure to save my progress.
This is not at all what I imagined.
What did you imagine?
I guess I thought there would be blood on the floor and restraints to hold people down.
Are you talking about a torture chamber? Or a kinky dungeon? I don't know. I looked up to her, horrified.
What?
She laughed.
I'm kidding. I just thought it would look more like a hospital. This looks more inviting.
I chuckled. Shouldn't have fallen for that so easily.
Oh, I really thought you were serious. Maybe I watched too much horror.
Oh, Mina. I know Mina slouched over. Just like me. I'm always slouching. Although I've been practicing to sit up straight recently because I do not want to look like fucking Doofenshmirtz.
You like horror movies?
Yes, I love them.
Love horror movies. What does that say? Zombie? Oh, it says zombie. Where's there a rat then?
What is your favorite one?
I paused and had to take a deep breath. How could I pick? Night of the Living Dead. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Night of the Living Dead, for sure. I love zombies. They're so fun and scary. Plus, that movie is a total classic.
If she frowns, I'm reloading and picking Bram Stoker's vampire, Dracula. Elizabeth smiled and nodded politely. I started to go on about Romero, but stopped. I didn't want to bore her. Not many people wanted to hear me ramble about horror movies.
I've always really enjoyed movies.
What's your favorite movie?
She stared at me for a moment, then looked away. She seemed to be thinking it over, with a brow creased.
I can't pick. The last one I really liked was Romeo and Juliet. It was stylized, and I've always enjoyed takes on Shakespeare.
Oh, I like that too because I said Romeo instead of Romero. I guess.
Were you alive in Shakespeare's time?
Elizabeth laughed and shook her head.
No. Oh, wow. Do I really seem that old?
No. We would have asked you earlier if you did look old.
I thought all vampires were hundreds of years old.
I thought vampires were all vampires years old. I'm sorry, I deeply offended you, Miss Vampire. Please don't drink my blood, I'm sorry. I shrugged and rubbed my palms on my pants.
I am probably only a few years older than you, actually.
Really?
So you're a new vampire?
Basically. Are you disappointed? I was only turned a few years ago, just before I finished my bachelor's.
Oh, so you were a human that's turned vampire.
No, of course not. It's just interesting to learn more about you.
Oh, she blushy. Her eyes widened a bit and she turned away.
What did you study in college?
Marine biology. I'm working on my master's degree currently.
Wow, that's really cool. What are you planning to do after you graduate?
I like how she sounded she just sounded like the most typical fake, but trying to not sound rude and try to sound impressed sound. Wow, that's really cool. What are you doing?
I'd like to be a professor, or focus on ocean life research. I'm particularly interested in sharks.
I heard, did you hear that? She almost sounded like, I'd like to be your professor.
Sharks?
Oh, you like Jaws movie then? Like Jaws? But it's, wait, oh, so I'm on point with this. Yeah. Like Jaws. But I didn't say that. I heard movies wasn't popular among marine biologists because of the backlash it had created against shark. I mean, as much as sharks are terrifying, they're literally just like every animals ever. Like bears or lions. They're just, yeah, they're basically lions, but in the water. It's just that, we suck at, they swim a lot better than us. Her eyes lit up, and I could tell it was something she was passionate about.
Did you know that sharks have skin that feels like sandpaper? Tiger sharks might be my favorite. There is still a lot we don't know, though. Like, they will eat anything, even license plates.
Well, that doesn't seem healthy.
Goblin sharks are not only pink, but they are also considered living fossils. They were thought to be extinct until 1898.
I know goblin sharks. They're the most ugliest looking sharks in the world.
Sharks have existed practically unchanged for something like 400 million years. Can you imagine?
I mean, have you guys found the megalodon yet?
Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, well, did you know that hammerhead sharks are called hammerheads because their head looks like a hammer? I'm a marine biologist. I shut the computer off and took out the keys to lock up.
I'm done here. So, where did you want to get a drink? I'd love to hear more shark facts.
Me too. I actually want to know more about sharks. She was so smart. I loved listening to her talk and really wanted to hear more. I've never known anyone who was into marine biology before.
There is a place that's pretty awesome, just don't tell Carmilla I said that.
She pushed up her glasses, up her nose, and grinned. I wasn't sure why I would tell Carmilla, or why it would matter if I did, but happy to oblige.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go. We headed outside. A bell on the door rings. I locked up and Elizabeth got us a cab to a bar, Bloodlust. I'd never gone inside before, but I had heard of plenty of rumors. Mostly about it being a gay bar, but now I wondered if there are more to it than that. Everyone here's a vampire. Watch out! No fly zone? What does that mean? Does that mean you can't turn into vampires and can't fly around? It was pretty crowded inside, but she managed to lead me into a quiet corner. It had really been a nice atmosphere, though.
This place is nice.
My lab coat's gone. I'm still slouching.
Yeah.
I won't tell Carmilla.
What?
Because you said I shouldn't,
Right, yeah.
This is so awkward. This is so awkward. It's like Mina's trying to tell a joke. Like, I won't tell Camila. And her friend's like, what? It's like, because you told me not to tell Carmilla. I thought you would get the joke, but it kind of flew over your head like a bat, baby. Let's go! We fell into an awkward silence, filled by loud alternative music. I had suddenly forgotten how to hold a conversation. I've never been good at dating, and it's also been a long time since I've been in one. I tried to think of something really smooth to say, but I couldn't manage.
I like this song.
You really don't. She pointed at the ceiling.
yeah, it's great.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not 5-star. It's kind of louder than me though, so I gotta have to lower the fuck out of that. Oh wait, no, I gotta lower the music in the game so that it won't affect like the voice, because I kind of want to hear the voice. The voice acting's pretty good. She smiled and glanced at the bar.
Let me buy you a drink. What would you like?
Just milkshake. Milkshake brings on the boys in the yard. Good idea. Something to do with my hands right now might help me calm down.
Thank you. I'll have a...
Mango shake. Dark, stormy, tequila sunrise, cranberry juice, painkiller. The fuck are all these shit? I don't drink. I don't drink because I've never been in a bar actually. But I don't really drink, so I don't really. Dark and stormy sounds pretty cool.
I've always wanted to try one.
It does have a cool sounding name, doesn't it?
Yeah, dark and stormy, like me. I nod. Dark and stormy. How poetic.
Alright, I'll be back with a drink.
She left, and I took a deep breath. It was going well, right? I thought so. Did she look bored? No, probably not. The change in location had messed up my flow of our conversation. Or maybe I was just nervous here, in the bar. It felt more like a date. I should ask her more questions when she gets back. I glanced into the crowd and saw her carefully make her way through it. She held a dark and stormy and nothing else. I suppose vampires only drink blood. Glass clinking. She returned and handed me the drink. I took a careful sip. It tasted great.
That was fast.
She shrugged, as it was no big deal. I was like, I've been doing this for, God, how long have I been doing this?
I know the bartender.
Oh. That might explain why she didn't have to wait as long as everyone else who were gathered around the bar.
Really? That's cool.
It's nice to have. Okay, now's your chance to get to know her. Just think really insightful question and...
I don't want you to think I come here all the time or anything.
Huh?
I mean, I like bars, you know, every now and then. But I prefer a quiet evening at home, you know?
Oh, sure. Me too.
Yeah, introverts for life, baby.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I like to watch horror movies, order takeout, and hang out with my rats.
With my rats. Freddy, Jason, and Chucky. She grinned at me. I kinda had a feeling this wasn't her typical hangout, but I didn't want to say anything.
I didn't know rats were a common pet.
Yeah, they're more of a common pest, if you ask me. Rats.
They are actually the best pet.
I argue
They
with
are
that.
wicked smart,
I argue
and
with
you can
that.
train them like a dog.
My dad would like to argue with that.
They can play fetch and run obstacle courses.
Yeah.
Also, hamsters are assholes.
What? Hamsters are assholes? Okay, hang on. You see, I was trying to respect the fact that you have rats as pets, but when you start attacking hamsters like that, you have a problem with me, Mina. Okay? That's it. I hate it. I hate it. Mina, shut up. Hamsters are not assholes. Hamsters are cute as hell. Rats are disgusting, plague-ridden pieces of shits that I don't take too kindly of them. I drown them if I see the sight of them. All they do is steal shit from us and plague us with whatever virus they have with them and steal our shit, bite our clothes, and steal our shit. Why? That's it. I don't like this Mina. I'm telling other Mina that's like, hey Mina, I know this Mina who likes rats and does not like hamsters. Yeah, I would like to see her reaction to that. She burst out laughing, covering her mouth, perhaps to hide her fangs.
Are they really?
No, they are not assholes. Okay, yes, there was this one time that I had a hamster where the mother kind of ate the children. But that child, in our defense, it kind of looked like that child was not going to make it anyways. So I guess it was like putting him out of her misery. Its misery. We don't really know if it was a grow up.
You are way more likely to be bitten by a hamster than a rat.
That's not true. If I held a rat right now, it would bite the fuck out of me just to survive.
Do you have science to back this up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mina, do you have science to back up your claim? She smiled as she said that. I couldn't help but notice how attractive she was when she was amused.
Not really, just personal experience. Rats are seriously underrated though. Mine are so sweet and cuddly.
Me, she's sweet and cuddly. Shut up. So can freaking hamsters. I did not need to go into the evil hamsters I had as a pet when I was a kid. I'm sure some of them were actually cute and nice, but I needed to see the blue. Well, you know, hamsters don't really live as long as rats, but they're not that bad.
I trust you. I'd love to meet them sometime, if that's alright. See for myself.
Yeah, I smiled down at the darkened storm, trying to ignore the way my heart was fluttering in my chest.
Yeah, totally. They're very friendly to new people.
Are you friendly to cats? I cleared my throat and tried to play it cool. I took another drink and tried to think of something not uncool to say. Oh boy. Elizabeth spoke out before I could.
What else do you like? Besides rats and horror movies?
I smirked and she took a few small steps closer to me. Probably to hear me better. Wait, she took a few small steps near me? Aren't we both seated down? Isn't there like a table between us? How could she have stepped closer to me? You could have just said she gotten closer. Okay. The music was pretty loud. Good thing I lowered it. Vampire.
Vampires are pretty awesome.
She bit her lips and glanced away.
You're pretty cute, Mina.
Oh, pretty cute. Yeah. But when it comes to rats and hamsters, I think she's fucking terrible. I rubbed my arm, feeling embarrassed. I hadn't meant to say it, but I'm glad I did. Now if I could be brave again, but on purpose.
I think you are too.
She grinned and took another step closer. She reached over and tucked my stray hair behind my ear. She was so close I could smell coconuts. Was it her shampoo?
I'd really like to kiss you, if that's okay.
On our first night? Holy shit! Mina, you're on a roll, baby! She glanced down at my lips. I felt my heart go from racing to full-on panic. I nodded. This was definitely okay. Now playing. Oh. She leaned in to kiss me and I wrapped my arms around her shoulders. My mind went blank as I felt the brush of her fingers just under my fabric shirt. We kissed until I felt like my knees would give out and I pulled away. She began to kiss my cheeks, then nibble my ear lobe. I gasped at the way it felt and suddenly wondered if there were eyes on us. If there were, did I care? I felt the wetness of my tongue on my throat, and that stopped me cold. I tensed, desperately anticipating what comes next, but Elizabeth pulled away. No!
Oh, I wasn't going to bite you.
That was... I never thought of that! She looked concerned. Maybe she thought my reaction was from fear.
You weren't?
I smoothed down my shirt. I could still feel the gentle way she caressed me.
Did you want me to?
No. I mean, do you want to?
Oh,
This looks like the choice part. I'm gonna have to say a big no on that one. That moment I had, which was a bit odd, I never wanted someone to bite me before. Was it because I knew she was a vampire?
I can if you'd like.
I felt my face grow incredibly hot. No, it just felt awkward, still. I mean, I don't want a vampire turning me into a vampire. Will you turn me into a vampire? I thought like the head vampire can turn anyone to a vampire, and then the underlings just, drink blood. That's it.
would it hurt?
It only hurts for a moment at first, and then it actually feels pretty nice.
Oh, talking from experience? Who bit you? She pushed her glasses up to the bridge of her nose.
I believe something in the fangs or saliva activates when it's mixed with blood that causes a euphoric effect, similar to morphine.
Oh, really? That's a thing?
Oh,
Oh, that was fascinating. Were their fangs hollow? Was it a chemical in their saliva?
Additionally, the saliva causes the blood to be thinned, so it flows easier. However, if I lick the wound, it'll close quicker than normal.
Oh, wow, vampires pretty neat. They just lick their wounds clean like an animal.
what an interesting reaction.
I know! I'd like to study it, but most vampires don't really care about the phenomena. They're just happy it works.
Yeah, I guess you just don't question it if it works, right?
They tell me to just pretend it's magic. Ha!
You believe in magic in a young girl's heart. Please don't turn me into a vampire, Elizabeth.
Oh, I wonder if it's like leeches or ticks.
She made a face.
Yeah.
She chuckled and blushed, rubbing the back of her neck.
Not great date talk, huh?
Oh, it's fine.
We both felt quiet, and I found myself looking at her lips again. I should resist. I wanted to talk to her more. Who knows if I would ever be near a vampire again.
I'm actually very curious about vampires.
You have questions?
Can you really not enter a place without permission?
She nodded.
I can run full speed, vampire speed, into an open doorway, and I'll smack into it as if it were a brick wall.
Oh, so they legit cannot enter unless you invite them in? Huh.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I can't explain the science behind that either.
There was also this... Well, I wouldn't say it's similar, but there was this one game called, I don't know what it was called, it was so long ago. Murder Soul Suspect, where the detective who turned into a ghost could not enter a closed door area. Again, not too similar, not the same, but I guess slightly a bit similar. It's like he couldn't enter unless the door was opened for him. So for this case, she cannot enter unless she is invited to. Fascinating.
Can you go out during the day?
Nope. I would burst into fire, then I would turn into ash.
Ketchup?
At least, that is what I've been told. I've never seen it, and I don't want to test it.
Can you just experiment with I don't know, pluck your hair and put it in there? Since hair doesn't go for this part.
I don't blame you.
It was almost as if I found a kindred spirit, someone to discuss things scientifically with, and who wouldn't mind when I rambled about things. She rambled too, but I enjoyed it. We spent most of the night talking. She told me about vampire squids and jellyfish. I told her about obscure underrated horror movies. It was exhilarating to speak so passionately with her about things we love. Eventually I started to feel my entire body screaming at me to sleep. I knew I needed to get home, even if I didn't want the night to end. I Finally said my goodbyes and head home. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video here. We're gonna continue this in the last. We're exactly here, and yeah. So far, we're doing so good at a date. Let's go. I don't think you can fail a date here. I think that's pretty dumb if you can fail a date. But yeah. Anyways, that does it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, thumbs up the like button to death. Become a Parker today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'll be waiting alone. I'll be waiting right